Spurs manager Thomas Frank coming out to join us now. Hello, Thomas. So a point at the end of that game, after the euphoria following Richarlison's goal, does that feel like a good point gained, or do you feel like you let 2 points slip?
I think the very big positive from this game is, I would say, the overall performance, but especially second half, where we stick to the game plan, stick to the structure, stayed in the game, kept doing the right thing, kept believing, which of course I think is, I think that's huge when we, look back at the Chelsea game and we haven't won as much home and all that. We know it's out there. So that to keep going, don't get attracted to stuff we shouldn't do. And then we come back, scored a brilliant goal, then we get the 2-1 up, and of course you're disappointed we don't win that late in the goal and in the end in 11 against 10. But that is just football. How many times have you seen it? So the positive is the players' reaction and how they kept going.
And the positive, I guess, as well, the impact of your substitutions in the second half. How pleased were you with the impact they made? All three of them involved in Matisse's goal.
Yeah, definitely. I think we talk about it all the time. It's not necessarily the 11 starting. It's the players coming on. It's a squad throughout a whole season that is the most important thing.
How difficult is it with the players on the sidelines at the moment? I don't think many people have suggested that. Obviously, attacking-wise, so many players missing. How difficult has that been?
No, of course it's difficult. But that's why you have a squad. So you have other players that need to both step up, and you need to make it work. That's my job. But again, on the flip side, I don't know any coach that don't want his best players on the pitch, of course. But I think today was a good step forward, also offensively.
I mean, initially in the game, I think there was a lot of crosses, but not many of them came off. But obviously for the first goal, it felt like you had a really good presence in the box. Man United defenders were occupied. And I thought that's kind of where that persistence came from, kept getting the ball wide, getting crosses in. Yeah. And obviously Tel does brilliantly. Yeah,
I agree. And I think first half, we got a massive chance to Richarlison. It's like it's a free header. He needs to do better. He's so good at that. We know that. But you're right. There's something in where's the opportunities, where's the gaps. So in open play, maybe a little bit down the side on the outside centre backs, but because they sink in, and even they have a lot in the box, I think there's good opportunities for the crosses.
How do you feel about Xavi Simons? It looked like he worked hard today. Bits came off, bits didn't come off. What do you make of his performance?
But I think it was, again, a positive step in the right direction. I think he had a good game against Copenhagen. Of course, it's a different opponent today. So I think he worked hard. I think he landed on the right second balls. I think he was involved in the right actions. And I think he's getting closer and closer to a high level.
What are the things you still want to do better at the end of that performance? It took a while for the game to get going from both sides, really, but what are the improvements you still want to see?
No, I think we need to acknowledge it's two very even teams. Yeah. When two very even teams play each other, I think they want probably to defend quite well. We want to probably defend quite well. Yeah. Then that makes it easy just to make big chances. It's not like, we look back at it, we gave 5 shots away in the game. That's on paper an unbelievable defensive performance,
and the goal was a mistake, really.
Exactly, again, yeah. Exactly. So that's why in many ways it was a positive performance going forward, in my opinion.
And you're third as it stands now, following that point. How does that set you up as you go into the international break? But then when you come back, you've got 2 massive away games on the horizon with Arsenal and PSG on the way.
Yeah, I think I take a lot of positive out of this performance. There's always things we want to do better. I think if someone had asked us where we are right now, to be able to compete okay in the Champions League, compete okay in the Premier League, with where we were last year, and also with the amount of injuries still, we can't run away from that. I think that's quite good. There's definitely something to build on. There's so much we still want to do better, but the positive for today again was second half. The players' reactions, the mentality and the focus to keep going, doing the right thing, very impressive.
Thomas, thank you very much for coming out to join us. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Goal of the season, what a time to get. Yeah, I think it was on the right time. Luckily, we got a point here. I think we deserved more the way we played. Maybe the second half, I felt like we were a little bit tired, especially in the beginning. We didn't really get the chance to get out of our half. And then obviously it's waiting until they have. I mean, the first goal, I think it's a little bit lucky. I blocked the ball, it goes in. It's a difficult situation. I'm a little bit upset about that. But in the end, I'm really proud of the team, how we fought back. And in the end, get a point in a quite a difficult stadium.
Look, were you a little bit shell-shocked to go 2-1 down, that Richarlison goal, and then you've got a couple of minutes? But what does that show about this United that you still found a way?
Well, I think it's the same as last week. I mean, last year we lost against Forest 1-0. Last season we lost against Tottenham 1-0. And today and also last week you see that we still have the fire in our belly to get a point, to get a goal, even with 10 men. And that way I'm really proud of the team. And yeah, the season is long, so in the end, if you don't lose these kind of games, it's always more important than how to say, drawing is more important than losing. So it's fine.
Well, look, it's 5 unbeaten now this season for you guys under Amorim. What has been the turning point?
Well, I think also today you saw we are really dangerous for opponents. I mean, we have a lot of speed in the front. We're really stable. We know our strengths also well. We utilize them also well. I think today even we had a lot of more opportunities to get in behind them because they are vulnerable in this. But yeah, I think we played a good game, and I think we could deserve a little bit more.
Yes, thanks so much for talking to us.
Thank you very much to you, Becky. Matthias de Ligt there with the equaliser for Manchester United. Late drama here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and we will, of course, bring you all the reaction.
I thought in the end that was probably a fair result.
It's his first goal of the season, but how important has he been for them defensively this season?
Yeah, it has been important. Definitely, I think Luke Shaw in there has been fantastic as well, and obviously a young goalkeeper coming in as well. I think that's been important for them as well. I think Casemiro again being a protection, but listen, there was some bad moments for both sides today, but some good moments, and I think overall going into it, I think they'll be happy with the draw.
How will this go down, do you think, with Spurs fans? Because that puts them up to third, but having had the euphoria of that Richarlison goal and then only taking a point, so still not a win at home in the Premier League since the opening day, Owen.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't win it, don't lose it. And I think obviously could have had 3 points, but a point is probably going into the international break is probably not a bad result. And they're in a great position to strike. Obviously, I know they've got some tough fixtures coming up. You know, they've got Arsenal, they've got PSG. But they're in a good position in the league.